Good morning. It is a chilly one. I think it was 44 this morning. It's going to be a high of 60 today. I had to put gloves on. Yeah. Got to the shelter in the dark. Got set up. There were a lot of people around there this morning. The president has coronavirus, so that was the big topic. We were all surprised this morning when we got up. So, there's not enough chaos in the world. Things that make me even more glad I'm hiding in the woods. Yeah. I'm going to do between 19 and 24 today. There's 2 shelters. I'm going to look for, High-Vis pointed out that we're really close to Harpers Ferry, so with it being Friday night and a beautiful fall weekend, they may be overcrowded. And if we want to kind of avoid the potential COVID carrier weekenders, we should probably stealth in between. So I think we'll do that. And then that'll put me into Harpers Ferry, like kind of midday to mid-afternoon tomorrow. I can get some snacks, and I'm not going to say I'm going to keep going, and then head to Bear's Den Hostel, which is like a couple days down the road, since I've kind of screwed off a little in southern PA. Make up some time. And these cold mornings remind me that I don't want to be out here in December when today's cold morning is the high. Like it will be in December. So, I don't want to go so fast I don't enjoy it. Not that I physically could, but if I could. But I also, want to, soft sells my roses, but I don't want to be out here forever. And Knoxville was with us again last night, which is nice. It's nice to have a third person, change up the group dynamic a little bit. It's been fun. He's getting off in Harpers and going back down to the Smokies to finish up. High-Vis has a friend that's coming, and they're going to do less miles. So, yeah, after tonight, I'm going to be on my own for at least a little while. But I think we'll be running into more flip-floppers. We'll see. All right, that's all for now. Show you the trail. Something like that. I have no idea what I've done today. I had lunch at that overlook. Took a long lunch break because I was waiting for my food to rehydrate since I had a warm lunch. Chicken and tomato and rice was good. Anyway, I'm tired today after doing 25 and then 19 something plus the mile back to the trail, so 20 plus day yesterday as well. Someone came last night, actually multiple someones, because it was different people non-stop all night snoring, and I could hear it. Super irritating. Didn't sleep great, which is probably why I'm so tired. I'm gonna need some more energy drink automatically because I'm out. It's a little after 5. I'm just not getting the miles in that I want today. I am just so tired. My legs feel like jello. So, super bummed. But I could push myself, but I don't really feel like there's really any purpose. Knoxville's getting off trail tomorrow in Harpers Ferry to go down to the Smokies and finish his hike. High-Vis is meeting up with a friend tomorrow in Harpers Ferry, and then it's going to slow down to hike with him for a week. So I'm on my own anyway, so it doesn't really, like, I'm not meeting with anyone, so just do my own pace, I guess. I just am disappointed I'm not faster today. So, like a mile and a half, mile and 3/4 to this campground. Hopefully there are spots left. It is a Friday. It's close to... There's just been a lot of day hikers and section hikers and stuff today because we're close to Harpers Ferry and DC and all of that. It's a beautiful fall weekend, so it could be totally full, given how close it is to a road. I am hoping not. I just want to crawl in my tent and go to sleep. Some church thing of some sort. No idea what this is. It's so tiny. Let's see if there's a sign somewhere. About a half mile from camp. Let's see how full this parking lot is. I'm not sure how positive I feel. Good morning. It's another cold one. So, some jerks snored all night last night. And then, that caused the person next to me to get up and leave at 4 a.m. because why lay there if you can't sleep? So I got back to sleep eventually, but I only got like another hour, so it is 7:30, which is later than I wanted to be. And we're 17 miles to Harpers Ferry. The last 3 miles is super easy, but then I have a 4-mile climb out to bring the total to 21, plus I've got to do other stuff in town, just get some snacks and things like that, just to supplement my food for tomorrow. And then like 2.5 days of hiking, and then I get a 0. Oh, I'm so tired. I really just need to rest. I may call the inn in town. They have like a big room that if they don't sell it to like a family, then they will rent out the individual beds. So I'm gonna call them later and see, maybe I'll stay there. I don't want to stay in town again, but I need some sleep. So that is where we are. Alright, big climb this morning. I think it's like 1,500 feet to start, and then it should be relatively easy after that, I hope. Hello. So I stopped at Gafflin State Park, I don't know, 11:20 or so. My morning was just so slow. I was really tired again, not getting enough sleep. And I started off okay, but I was just dragging by mid-morning. So I ate lunch early, ate all my snacks, had an energy drink, and I was just in a funk. So, called home, called my hair salon, and I made an appointment for mid-December when I expect to be done with the trail so I can get my hair done when I get home. I needed something to look forward to. And then I called my husband. Just needed, it was like I need a pep talk and some moral support. And it definitely helped. Just took a long break, and then the last hour and a half I've been much faster, closer to 3 miles an hour, which is where I needed to be today for this section, knowing that it's going to be a long hike out of town. And in town, I just need to get some snacks and a breakfast. And then I'm out of hand sanitizer, Advil, Tylenol. I'm going to get some Advil PM too, which I usually don't like to take, but I need to sleep through these snoring people. And getting ready to go through Shenandoah, it's just going to be a lot more crowded. It's been packed on the trail today. It's like the first 5 minutes I've had alone. So, I think that, it's gonna need that. And then I have a big climb out of town, so maybe I'll try to find some town food that I can eat as an early dinner, since my lunch was early, and just have a snack tonight when I get to camp. And I don't really want to do the full 4 miles, so as soon as I get out of town, the first stealth spot I find, I'll probably stop. So then I'll have a full day tomorrow to my next resupply box at Bear's Den Hostel, and then I should be on track again. That's what I'm hoping for. Trying to be more positive this afternoon. So I'm listening to some comedy podcasts. Yeah, I'll show you the trail. So I couldn't get an Uber, and the 7-Eleven was way farther away from the trail than I thought it was gonna be, and I just needed like Tylenol and Advil and some snacks because I need all my snacks and my breakfast for tomorrow. And then I'm picking my resupply box up in one day, so I didn't need much. And I couldn't get an Uber, so Knoxville and his dad drove me to 7-Eleven and then back to the trail. And despite my multiple insistence that he not, Knoxville's dad bought my resupply, which was like the nicest. So yeah, it was really sweet. About 3 miles to camp. I ran into Knoxville right when we got to the bike path coming into Harpers Ferry, which was 3.5 miles of just dead flat. So we ended up making some time up, which was great. So it ended up a better afternoon than I had expected. I was definitely in a funk, but the trail provides, and it was nice to have like a little pep talk before Knoxville goes on to his last 240 or so miles. I'm excited for him. It's really awesome. And I have a ways to go. Alright. Up. Got a 1,500 foot climb now. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, 4-mile campsite right on the trail. This is so not what I expected. So I'm gonna look around and see if there's a more private spot, maybe. Yeah. Alright, so we are gonna have a quick little chat before it gets too dark. It's getting dark so early now. It's definitely probably right around 7, maybe a little after. So when Knoxville ran into me, we were just catching up in the last couple days, and you know, like, how'd you sleep last night? And he told me he went into town and slacked today because his dad came a day early, etc. And he said, oh, there's a guy snoring. And then he's like, oh yeah, the day before we had gotten into camp around 7:30 because we hadn't stopped for pizza or got our pizza delivery to the park. And so headlamps on, turned them to red, got all of our stuff set up, and I was in bed by 8. So there were 2 couples that were section hikers, a single guy who was already in his tent when we got there, an older gentleman, and then high-vis. And in the morning I met the older gentleman who's a little, you know, he was out early, and I passed him, and he was one of the guys, he was closest to me, so I could hear him snoring all night. And he was by far not the only one. There were at least 2 other people, like, massively snoring that I could hear. But, you know, if you set up right in the middle of where everybody is, like, the main sleeping area, like, and you know you're a snorer, you're kind of a jerk. just personal opinion. Everyone snores sometimes, so maybe he doesn't snore all the time. I don't know. But he comes up behind me after I passed him, and I was at the water source, and I had like one earbud in because I didn't get any sleep. And I do listen to music and podcasts on the trail because sometimes I just am dragging and I need something to keep my mind off of like how much pain I'm in or how tired I am. And then sometimes I do it because there's a lot of road noise and I don't want to listen to road noise. And, you know, that's a challenge with the AT. It goes through so many like highly populated areas. And, you know, this week in particular, going through Maryland and West Virginia, crazy busy with people. And he comes up and he says something like kind of passive aggressive about like, oh, don't you miss the sounds of nature? And like, just instead of saying like, oh, like, why do you choose to listen to music instead of listening to nature sounds? And then I could explain it, right? Like, this is why I choose to do it. But no, it's just like this judgment. And I was like, whatever, buddy. So then later on, I took a lunch break and he had passed, and I passed him again, and he said something about me not having my earbuds in, and as I passed him, he started whistling really loud, and he sped up, so he was like whistling super loud right in my ear, so I ended up just putting my earbuds and like basically running down the hill. So I had told High-Vis this last night when I got into camp, and he said the guy did the same thing to him, and then Knox was like, tells me today that, hey, that guy that was at camp that was like, snoring super loud, he did the same thing to Knoxville. Or like he would follow him down the hill and like whistle really loud, and he had to like he wasn't whistling before we passed, but then as soon as we passed he would start whistling really loud. It's been a little challenging the last few days, but in general 99% of the people are awesome and super nice and fantastic. It was funny that we all, like, just in this little section, had very similar weird experiences with salty people. Alright, well, I'm all set up. I'm going to snuggle up and call it a day.